Saturday, April 4th. Welcome to your WOD briefing, your last WOD briefing for this week. Let's go ahead, let's jump in on your warm-up. Today for your warm-up, we're going to start with a 30-second wall calf stretch. That's going to be 30 seconds on the right side and 30 seconds on the left side. Then we'll go into a minute knee over ankle squat stretch. Okay, I'll show you what it looks like in a second. But again, 1 minute on the right, 1 minute on the left. We'll go through 30 seconds of a lunge with a hip opener. Okay, again, 30 seconds on the right, 30 seconds on the left. 15 air squats, 10 shoulder taps each side, and then 10 push-up pluses with a 5-second hold at the top. Okay, so let's go ahead and go over your movement standards for those. So for your warm-up, let's start with your calf stretch against the wall. You're gonna have one heel as close to the wall or whatever object you're pressing against as possible. Leg is going to stay locked out, and you're going to push your hips as close to that wall as you can while keeping your leg locked out. Okay, and you're going to hold here for 30 seconds, and then you'll switch sides. Okay, main focus is to keep that leg locked out, and again, push your hips towards the wall. Next is going to be your knee over ankle squat stretch. So you guys can either use this a body weight, or you guys can grab a weight as well, but you're going to get down to the very bottom of a squat. Okay. Dumbbell, kettlebell, some kind of weight's going to be on one side of your body, and you're going to shift your weight. So I'm going to push my knee to be over my toe. I'm trying to keep my heel in contact with the ground the best that I can. And I'm going to go 1 minute on one side, shifting my weight to one side. And then once my 1 minute is up, I'll switch sides and go to the other side. Again, I'm trying to push my knee over that toe while keeping my heel in contact with the ground. You guys should be feeling that back in the back of your calf, your Achilles area. Okay. Next, you guys have a 30-second lunge with a hip opener. So you're going to be in a lunge position. Back knee is going to be on the ground. Okay. Front leg, you're going to lean forward. You're going to put your hand on your knee and push your knee out. So you're pushing your knee out, trying to get this hip opened up while pressing your hips down towards the ground and forward. Torso is trying to stay as vertical as possible. So knee goes out, hips go down and forward. We're going to be here for 30 seconds, and then you guys will switch sides. Okay. Next, you guys have 15 air squats. Feet are going to be just outside shoulder width distance. Toes are pointed out at a slight angle. Hips go back, knees go out, hip crease passes your knee, and you'll stand up. Okay, you'll give me 15 of those. Next, you guys have shoulder taps. These are going to be 10 on each side. You guys are going to get into a high plank position. So hands are going to be about shoulder width distance apart. You're going to tap your shoulder, tap your shoulder. So you're shifting the weight, pulling your belly button back towards your spine, making sure you stay in a nice straight board position on that plank. If you guys need to go to your knees, you guys can go to your knees on that as well. Last but not least, you guys have 10 push-ups with a plus and a 5-second hold at the top. So you guys are giving me a push-up. Plus just means you're going to try and push your upper back towards the ceiling, and you're going to hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then push up, and then try and push your upper back as close to the ceiling as possible. Essentially what's happening is you guys are trying to push away. Okay, so this is neutral, and this is away, and you guys are trying to push away from the floor. And you'll hold for 5 seconds at the top. Okay, if you guys need to elevate your push-ups, you can, or if you guys need to drop to your knees, you can do that as well for your scaling options for your warm-up. Okay, let's go ahead and talk about your part 1 today. Okay, part 1, you guys have 4 sets of a 45-second squat hold with a 15-second rest, and then a 45-second handstand hold with a 15-second rest. Okay, so you essentially have your 60 seconds, and for 45 of those seconds, you guys will hold either your squat hold or your handstand hold, and you'll rest for the remaining 15 seconds. That'll be your transition time. Okay, so kind of think of this as like a Tabata, but instead of 20-10, you have 45 to 15. Okay, so on your squat hold, you guys are going to push your hips back, knees go out, torso stays tall, and you're going to be active in the bottom of your squat position. So hip creases past your knee. Okay, torso is as vertical as possible. Right, we're not unactivated at the bottom. We're making sure we're staying tight and engaged at the very bottom of our squat for 45 seconds. We'll come back up. We'll rest for 15 seconds and we'll move to our handstand hold. Okay, for your handstand hold, you guys can find a wall to kick up onto or some kind of flat surface to get up onto. If you don't have one of those, you guys can find a chair, a bench, box, something to elevate your body with. But let's see here. You're gonna get your feet up on that object. And you're gonna walk your feet back and get your ass up in the air, okay? Arms are gonna be locked out, ears are past your biceps, and you are driving through the ground. You are active in this hollow handstand position, or pike position as you could call it, okay? So ears are past your biceps, arms locked out, and we're driving through. If we're not comfortable being upside down, you guys can also take it to a straddle position. You guys can be upside down in that straddle position as well, okay? But I'd rather see that pike position. You guys can do that. Also, another scaling option for that handstand hold is going to be a plank hold. So you guys can be down in your plank position here as well. Okay? So 4 sets, 45 seconds of work, 15 seconds of rest. You'll alternate between your squat hold and your handstand hold. Part 2. We have a little bit of a longer workout for part 2. We're looking for times probably 20 minutes or above. State of affairs, okay? You got 50 goblet squats. Those are going to be as heavy as possible with a 400-meter run. And then 50 ground to overhead and a 400-meter run. 50 overhead weighted ab mat sit-ups, 400-meter run, and 50 elevated alternating plank raises with a 400-meter run, okay? Your goal is to complete these in order. So you cannot move on to your next run or the next movement until you complete 50 reps of that first movement before. So you're gonna go 50 goblet squats straight through, run, 50, run, 50, run, 50, run, okay? Let's talk about your movement standards. So, goblet squat. You guys are gonna have kettlebell, dumbbell, whatever you got, up in a goblet position, okay? So, hands are gonna be underneath. Really, I just want it to be under your chin and close to your body, okay? Feet are gonna be just outside shoulder width distance. Toes are pointed out at a slight angle. Hips go back, knees go out. Hip crease passes your knee, and you'll stand all the way up. Okay, please make sure you're keeping your torso vertical all the way through, and elbows stay high, right? No round backs, and then no elbows touching your knees. Keep everything up the entire time. If you guys need to scale down, you guys can scale the weight, or you can scale the range of motion. So you guys can have a box behind your butt and just scale that squat to whatever you're comfortable moving with, okay? Next is gonna be your ground overhead. So, you guys can use an odd object, that would be preferred. And you're gonna be going from the floor to up and overhead. So, I'm gonna take my backpack, feet are gonna be about shoulder width distance apart, hinge my hips, pick my backpack up, and then push it up and over. At the very top, arms are locked out, ears are past my biceps. Okay? So back stays straight. I'm loading my hamstrings on that ground portion, and I'm making sure to get my head through at the top. 2 things I don't want to do. I don't want to round my back, and I don't want to push out at the top. I want to make sure everything is through up there. Okay? Next, you guys have your 50 overhead weighted ab mat sit-ups. With these guys, if you don't have an ab mat, that's okay. If you don't need one, you can do these in the ground. But feet are going to be in that butterfly position. Bag or weight, or whatever you guys have, is going to be up and overhead. You're going to lean back. Keep that object up and overhead. Whoa, my abs are shot. And then come up and through. Alright, so back, up and through. Make sure your ears get past your biceps at the top. Last but not least, you guys have your 50 elevated plank raises. So, first thing you notice, you're going to be in a plank position, but feet are going to be elevated. So, you'll need that stool, box, chair, bench, whatever you got to get those feet up. You can even use a wall and walk your feet up the wall to have your feet either at parallel with your hips or above your hips. But we're going to be in that plank position. Okay. We're going to go down to our elbows and then back up to our hands. Elbows, hands. Okay. If we need to scale, you can scale the height of your feet, or you guys can go to the floor. You know, these guys, you're going to go elbows, hands. Okay. Try and keep your shoulders stacked on top of your wrists the best you can. And if you need to drop to your knees for these, you can also drop to your knees as well. Okay? 400-meter run. Hopefully you guys have that tracked out in your area of living so far. If not, do a minute and a half out, minute and a half back. You're looking at a 3-minute run right there. Okay? So again, you must complete all in order. All right? Have so much fun today. I hope you guys kill it, get a good sweat on, and I'll see you guys on Monday. Have a good weekend, everyone.